Hello Aries, and welcome to your general reading for the month of April. And a very happy birthday to you. Whether you are an Aries born in March or an Aries born in April, we are in Aries season, so a happy birthday to you all. This is going to be a reading for the Aries collective, and because of that, the messages today may not resonate with everyone watching, so just something to keep in mind. What we're going to do is we're going to pull two oracle cards today, and for that I'm using Secrets of the Mystic Grove, and then we'll move on to tarot, and for that I'm using the Field Tarot. Now, if you would like to have some input on the cards that get used every month for the readings, please consider subscribing, because once we get to 500 subscribers, I believe I get access to a community tab, and then I could do polls and give you options in terms of the decks that are used, sort of like a viewer's choice. So just something to consider, and if that's not your thing, that is totally okay. I thank you for watching anyway. So Aries, let's get to it. Let's see what messages we have for you for the month of April. So Aries will be pulling two cards from the Oracle deck. Okay. So let's see what we have. Card number 1, repose, pause, respite, time out. So what we see here in the image is this individual laying in a field of poppies, and poppies are very hypnotic. I don't know if you and many of you have seen The Wizard of Oz. Maybe you have or not. It's a classic movie from 1939, Dorothy and the Wizard of Oz. It's kind of built into culture at this point, but she fell asleep in a field of poppies as well after a very long journey. So poppies are hypnotic. This individual is sleeping in this field, or relaxing, I should say, in this field of poppies. Aries, what this indicates to me is that you need some rest. You need to pause with what you are doing and take a break. Take a time out. Find some respite for yourself. Now, Aries, you are the first sign of the zodiac. Right now is your new year. This is new year for you, Aries, the beginning of your new year. And with that comes a lot of energy, lots of energy with Aries, kicking off a new year. There's like this explosion that comes with it. In the northern hemisphere, it is spring. You know, the flowers and the trees are budding and blossoming, etc. So everything is awakening. However, you've been dealing with a lot, Aries. You've been dealing with plenty, and you need a break from everything. Now, when we pull tarot, we will clarify this further, but I do have the sense that you've had a lot on your plate for a very long time, and a lot on your mind for a very long time. So it is important to take a break. Now, Aries are not known for taking a break. Aries is go, 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 run, 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 do as much as possible, as quickly as possible, in the least amount of time as possible. And you feed off of your own energy, which is great. You get a lot of things done, you accomplish a lot. But it is important to practice self-care and take a break. Now, this is card number 17 for those of you who are into the numbers. Might be a sign of the necessity for some self-care. Now, the second card here is waiting, alertness, preparation, and watchfulness. And again, we have the poppies, again giving us that sense of slowing down. So to me, this is indicative, Aries, that you are waiting for something or for someone. You might be waiting for an outcome. Maybe you're waiting for a job offer or the outcome from an interview that you recently attended. Maybe you are waiting for your person to make that move. I think we talked about this last time, and about your person being out there, but everything being on pause. Poppies, pause. What this card is telling me that it is very important to be patient. Now, once again, many readers believe, and in general we tend to believe, that Aries does not have patience, but Aries does. I will tell you this, Aries is one of the most patient signs in the zodiac. Many readers believe that because Aries is the first sign of the zodiac, there is this childlike tendency and this childlike energy that comes with that. And in a sense, that is true. But that's because you're a trailblazer. Nobody else came before you, so you're the one figuring things out. And if you're the first sign of the zodiac, Aries, doesn't that mean that everybody who comes after you is the younger one? You're the one who's got the lessons learned. You're the one setting the path. You're the one who's learning from your own mistakes. You're setting the path and the trail for others. You are patient. You're definitely patient. You have to be. You're patient with all of those who come after you because you have to be. So Aries is a very patient sign. People also don't recognize the nonsense that Aries has to deal with on a regular basis and how much patience that involves. So you are very patient, just like you are very intuitive, and I think we talked about that last time and how that's not typically associated with Aries. The same is true for patience, not typically associated with Aries. Aries is ruled by Mars. That's very rash, that's very bold, that's very operating from the gut and going with the instincts and so on and so forth. But Aries is patient because Aries is the one who's teaching the lessons to everybody else. Aries is the trailblazer, not immature, not impatient. Aries is the been there, done that, and is waiting for everybody else to catch up. So waiting for everybody else to catch up is sometimes associated with not being patient. That's not true. Again, you're the leader, you are bold, you come first. Okay? So again, what this indicates is it's important to wait. It's indicating that perhaps the timing is not right for something. It's all about timing. Now, the other association I'm making here is that we see the owls here, and they're waiting for something. Maybe they're waiting for their prey. They're definitely waiting to make a move. If you're into mythology, Greek mythology in particular, the owls represent the goddess Athena. Athena is the goddess of wisdom. Her messengers were the owls, and they would deliver her messages to her followers. So this indicates a certain wisdom that comes from waiting, a certain wisdom that comes from allowing things to play out the way that they should. So this is card number 39 for those of you who are into the numbers. Okay, lots of important messages here, Aries, and we haven't even got into tarot yet. So let's move on to that. Again, I'm using the Field Tarot, so it'll be somewhat different than the traditional Rider-Waite. Okay, so let's see what we have. Energy. So Ace of Wands, 10 of Wands, 5 of Cups, Ace of Cups, Four of Swords, 9 of Wands, 7 of Cups, 9 of Swords. Okay. I'm just going to pin these using our crystals so that they don't slide around. So Aries, there is a lot going on here, and I just want to see. So we have 2 wands and 2 cups here, and then 2 swords, wands, and cups. So already we see that there's an equal number of wands and an equal number of cups. So this is indicating a battle between your emotions and your actions to a certain extent. Now, it's interesting that the first card that came out was Ace of Wands and energy. And that's what we were talking about with our Oracle card, that with your season, Aries, comes this burst of energy, especially if you're in the Northern Hemisphere, which aligns with spring, which aligns with fertility and growth and things budding and blooming and moving forward. It's also interesting that in this particular deck, we have this red planet here. And again, red associated with Mars. So Aries, this is definitely indicative of your season and what is going on. You tend to get a burst of energy when your season rolls around. Oftentimes it happens about a month before in your case. So you do get this burst of energy. However, Aries, just like we were talking about in our Oracle card about repose, you are feeling burdened. Now, some of you may be working very, very hard. You might have jobs that entail many hours. Some of you may be working hard just in terms of like providing a distraction for yourself from other things. And we'll get to those other things, which I see on this side. Some of you may have a lot of family responsibilities, either caring for parents or grandparents or caring for children. So you are wearing yourself thin. Therefore, that first Oracle card was very, very appropriate. As a gift to yourself, Aries, for your birthday season, I do recommend doing something for yourself that allows you to take some time off. Even if that just means staying at home and cutting down on your responsibilities, like taking some days off from work if you have that luxury. Or at least minimizing, taking half days or whatever it is, doing something nice to yourself. Sometimes that might just be like, pausing for 10 minutes during the day or locking yourself in your bathroom. Please do something nice for yourself just so you could recharge. There's evidence out there that indicates that even taking a 5-minute break each day helps us recharge and make it through the rest of the day. So please, Aries, try to do that for yourself, because again, you're a fireball. You operate off your own energy. You have an endless supply and reserve. But lately, there's just been so many things going on with you. So many things simultaneously that I don't want you to get to a point where you burn yourself out. Other people will do that for you gladly, I am sure. Don't do it to yourself. Now, Aries, aside from time and aside from potentially being a caregiver or being overworked, you are also burdened by the disappointment that comes from not being with your person. I think it was in last month's reading, or maybe it was in the equinox reading, where we talked about, you know who your person is. Your intuition is not wrong. When you met them, you immediately knew that this was the individual for you. The connection and the bond was so strong. And it felt like nothing you had felt before, that you knew this was your person. However, there is a distance here now. There clearly is a distance here. This person also knows that you are their other half. However, this individual is in an emotional rut. They are trapped within their own emotions and their own mind. They felt it, they knew it, they got scared. That's where the fear is. As I've mentioned before, I read cards horizontally and vertically, and what we have right under the Ace of Cups is fear. This individual became overwhelmed by everything that they were feeling and got so scared that they backed away and backed off. And this separation, Aries, has been burdening you. And I think a lot of your emotional and mental exhaustion that you may be feeling, a lot of it comes from your fixation and your constant thoughts about this person and the situation and wondering when they will make that move to return to you. And you're right to be thinking about all these things. Matters of the heart weigh heavily on us. But as our oracle card here indicates, it's going to happen when the timing is right. And it's going to happen when you are in a place where you could properly receive that. After you have rested mind and body and soul, and you're able to receive them after they've done the work and come to you. Now, if you've gotten a message from this individual on account of your birthday, or if you will get a message on account of your birthday, this is not going to be the point in time where it necessarily works out. I'm going to do a time check later with a different set of cards, and we'll try to get an estimation as to when that will be. But if they're messaging you, they're kind of testing the water. They have you on their mind. They might reach out, they might not, etc. But this won't be the time where the sparks fly again. But what I see here, Aries, is that you are burdened by this whole situation. And it's interesting again here that we have energy with the Ace of Wands, and we have the Four of Swords indicating what? Indicating rest. Again, a double confirmation that you need to take time for yourself. Now, we're going to check into when this reunion of sorts is going to happen. Now, that might not be for a while. That might not be until the end of the year. What are you doing, Aries, in the meantime? You need to take that pause. You need to take that rest, and you need to funnel that nonstop energy back into yourself. Funnel that back into yourself and let a part of that be rest. Do good for yourself in the meantime. Don't just sit around waiting for them when they're going to contact you, because they will. It's going to happen in divine timing. It's going to happen when the universe feels that the timing is right. And that won't be until after they've done the internal work to be able to accept everything that they felt for you and not be overwhelmed by it. You are resilient. And we see that through the Nine of Wands. You've had many burdens in your life, Aries. You've been through a lot, and many people do not even know. They do not even know. You know, your internal self runs very, very deep. Many don't see that or appreciate that. They see the confidence, they see the boldness, they see the person who has everything in control. You appear very grounded, but you have been through a lot, and you are very resilient, and people would be surprised. And right now, what you're going through with everything that's on your mind and in your heart, and your heart being heavy by this distance and separation from your person, you are being as resilient as you can. Now, while it was the fear and this overwhelming energy that made them back off, you too have a fear in the meantime, Aries. Let's call it what it is. There's no shame here. You're afraid that, oh, what if they are exploring other options? And what if they are doing, other things with other people? And maybe they are, but I'll tell you this, those are all distractions from you. Those are all frivolous connections, maybe artificial connections, but very, very frivolous. And that's so that they don't have to face themselves. Everything's on a superficial level. I don't mean superficial in terms of looks or anything like that. I mean superficial just to pass the time, to, be around other people, because if I'm left by myself, with myself, my thoughts and my emotions are thinking about Aries, and then I get overwhelmed. And then, the conflict starts and I can't deal with that. It gives me anxiety and I can't deal. So if they are exploring other people, dating around, have other choices, be sure that those are just frivolous, temporary distractions that at the end of the day hold no meaning, because the only one who holds meaning, and they know this just as well as you do, is Aries. So that is your fear. Your fear has to do with love. Their fear has to do with love. Aries, I'm going to pull some more cards for you. Normally I stop here, but it's your season, and I don't do Vimeos, or I forget what the other one is called. Like, I don't do extended readings outside of what's on YouTube. So let's pull some more cards for you. Two of Wands, Queen of Wands, Three of Wands, Six of Wands. Okay. So Aries, I'm just going to move everything up a little bit so that you're able to see more. So our reading now just became very heavy with the wand energy. All of the other cards that I just pulled were all wands, indicating a very fiery aspect. And with the Queen of Wands showing up here, that's just as good, Aries, as you showing up in your own reading. Typically, it's the card of the Emperor that has to do with Aries. However, when we get to the court cards, in the Wands, Queen of Wands is the Aries card. So having the Queen of Wands show up is just as good as an Emperor showing up. It's got that Aries energy. So extremely, extremely heavy on the wands down here. So this just tilted our reading. And while it is still about the conflict between inaction and emotions, right? You feel there's no action coming from them. That must mean there's no emotions. Not true. Or your emotions battling, with your actions, etc., or wanting more action. Down here, it's all fire, all fire. So again, potentially dealing with a Leo, Aries, or a Sagittarius, somebody of the same sign, of the same element, as you. I just want to see something here. Now, if we reduce 7 plus 1, it reduces down to 8. And as we know, the 8th card of the Rider-Waite system of the tarot is the Strength card. And yes, you are exhibiting resilience and you are exhibiting strength. But once again, we're circling back to that Leo energy, because 7 plus 1 is 8. The Strength card is the Leo card. So just something that I wanted to look into. And then we have 9 plus 3, which reduces down to the 3rd card. So that's what we have there. Now, Aries. We have Ace of Wands, we have 4 of Swords, and then we have 2 of Wands. So again, a season of energy, a season of moving forward. You need to utilize it for yourself. You need to do things that will better you in the meantime. Do not allow this time to go to waste. And I know that Aries has an issue with wasted time. So do not allow this period of time, this period of silence and separation, to go to waste. Focus on yourself, focus on your family, focus on your pets, focus on your academics, your career, etc. Recycle that energy. The energy that you're putting into waiting, recycle that into yourself. It's not going to be entirely the case, We're being honest here. We know that you're waiting to reunite. We know that you're thinking about this individual. We know they're thinking about you too. But to the extent that you can, redirect some of that energy to you. 10 of Wands, 9 of Wands, Queen of Wands. So all fire energy here. And what this is telling me, Aries, is that your burdens, you're dealing with them the best that you can, and that you will get out of this okay. Queen of Wands, vibrant, energetic, powerful, glowing, glistening. Say what you will. Look at her. Look at how radiant this individual is with the outfit. It's floral, arms outstretched. There's trust, closed eyes, outstretched arms. And with this particular deck, we do get keywords on the bottom. And in this deck, Queen of Wands is associated with vibrancy. And that is you, Aries. You are vibrant. Everybody knows this. So through all your troubles and through all your tribulations, and again, you know, there's other things going on besides this person, work, caregiving, etc. You are vibrant. You have that attractive energy that attracts people to you, and nobody would know just how stressed and burdened and overwhelmed you may be. Cool on the outside with a lot of energy and a lot of fire. Right here, Aries, we have the 5 of Cups, the 7 of Cups, and the 3 of Wands. So again, disappointment, wondering if they have other options, which again, we already talked about that. And just know, let your vision be that you are the main option. You are the main option, which is solidified by what we have here with Ace of Cups, 9 of Swords, and the 6 of Wands. Aries, your last card here is the card of success. Look at this individual. She is standing there confidently, even though there might be things behind them that are, you know, barren. The trees don't necessarily have leaves on them. Maybe they're going to bloom, but there's blooming on the dress. There's the posture of confidence, hands on the hips, indicating success, indicating that all of the energy that you are investing will lead to a successful outcome. Again, not just with this individual, but with other aspects of your life. You have taken on a lot of things and a lot of responsibilities, Aries, and everything will pan out the way that you want it to. Yes, you don't do things unless you know you're going to finish them, complete them, you're going to be successful. And this final card indicates that you will be. Now, the other thing, Aries, that I noticed is that this first row here is flanked by the 2 aces, the Ace of Wands and the Ace of Cups. So I think that essentially sums up a good part of the reading, that it's all about energy and it's all about love. And it's this energy between you and the world in general, because you, like we said, are getting things done, but particularly with this person and how much you want to see more energy from them. But it's there. It's just silent. Again, they're in an emotional and psychological rut. They don't know how to deal with things. They don't know how to deal with emotions, deep emotions. Emotions of this level, because you don't always come across your perfect match in life. Many people don't. So to have that experience can be very overwhelming, especially for somebody who is not emotionally mature enough or emotionally equipped enough to handle these things. But what we see here is that there will be a successful outcome. Now, Aries, I promised you that I would do a time check. And for that, I am using this deck right here, which is quite lovely. These are the cards of time. And we'll get an indicator as to when we can expect some type of communication from this individual, which will at least relieve your emotional burden as far as this situation is concerned. Now, I just want to say, of course, you have other burdens. You have other emotional burdens that are going on, but this one has been a burden for quite a while. So let's see when this emotional burden will start to ease, when we can expect it to ease. Okay. Let's take a look, Aries. So what we have here is during the season of Libra, or within 7 months. So here it says 7 weeks to 7 months. I do not see this happening in 7 weeks. 7 months is more likely. So season of Libra is from September 23rd to October 23rd. And then 7 months from April puts us into November. So we can expect movement, positive movement from this individual anytime between September 23rd into 7 months from the month of April, which is November. So September 23rd into November. And that is during the season of Libra. Now, what I do want to do is I'm going to read the entry for you from the book so that we're very specific as to what we're talking about. And my candle is still burning. It just went out just as I said that. Okay. So let me just read that for you. What the Libra card indicates. I want you to hear it directly. Okay. Month of Libra. So I also want to point out my error here. The message on this card is also enjoy your time. So that means the time between now and then. It's what we were talking about. Don't just sit around waiting for them. That's not the Aries way. That's not what you do. Enjoy your time. Enjoy your time between now and then. Let the time be rich and fulfilling for you. Okay. Enjoy your time. So, number 7, time of gregarious celebration of leisure. In an ideal world, it is considered the golden October that gives rise to satisfaction. Now, if we go on to the general reading, it says the Libra month from September 23rd to October 23rd holds a key to the answer of the question you have asked now. As far as relationships go, a time of joy and togetherness if two hearts coincide and you like one another. If you don't, you might feel unwell, as in a forced partnership. So Aries, there we have it, and it's on point with everything that we have been talking about. Any movement will be in the fall. At least the fall in the Northern Hemisphere, again, not before September 23rd. So in the meantime, you need to rest, recoup, rejuvenate, and cycle that energy into you, into the things which matter to you. But as we saw here, final card, success. All will be well. So thank you so much, Aries. That is what I have for you. Once again, happy birthday to you all. And until next time, bye-bye.